Yes! Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go! 9 straight, baby. New York Knicks. You better recognize. You better recognize.
In 7 years. Wow, 7 years, that's sad. But is it something that Zion said that should have Knicks fans most excited? Take a listen, y'all.
I'm glad you asked that, actually. I mean, New York is the mecca of basketball. I love playing here. When I played here in college, and this is my first time playing here in the pros, and I mean, this atmosphere, you know, whether they're cheering for you, whether they're booing for you, it's amazing. Honestly, I think outside of New Orleans, obviously, I think this might be my favorite place to play outside of New Orleans. I can't even lie to you. I can't lie to you.
He's so likable, the charismatic, the smile. All right, Max, I'm going to start with you. Do you think Knicks fans should be excited about Zion's comments that it's his favorite city, he would have loved to play there, you know, only second to New Orleans?
Very excited. First of all, in the draft, if you draft him, you know, you don't even know if he's going to hold up physically, whatever. But what winds up happening almost always in smaller markets who have transformational kind of talents is they stay there for 6 years. Because the way the contracts are structured in the NBA, you leave too much money on the table if you bounce before that you have that 7 years with the team, right? So heading into year 7, after year 6, their agent informs the team they're not going to re-sign. You might as well get something for them and trade them to their preferred destination, or else they wait it out and they just sign away. The Greek Freak didn't just do that. But that's the exception, not the rule in the small market. Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, that's ancient history. What about LeBron James, who is from Akron, right there near Cleveland? He even left. Not a major market. KD, OKC, he left. It's all the same story. It's usually if you have an MVP caliber, all-time great player from a small market, even when they're from there, eventually they're going to leave, and that eventually is usually after 6 years. Either they're going to get traded heading into year 7, or they'll sign away after year 7. So why haven't the Knicks gotten anybody in recent years? And by recent years, I mean decades now. Because no one wanted to play there. You know, but things are changing. Not just that they have a coach who's competitive and a team that's scrappy, but R.J. Barrett, you know, they have young ascending players with friends in the league like Zion Williamson. Of course Knicks fans should be excited. If Zion Williamson is healthy after 6 seasons in New Orleans, and I'm a Knicks fan, I'm thinking, ooh, we got a real chance to trade for him heading into that year 7. And if he's healthy, by then you figure he's an MVP caliber player. He's already spectacular. Already. And if you have to wait that extra year for him to sign, now you don't have to give up anything for him but the cash. No, it's a really good sign that a young superstar player is saying that. And in particular, this one is saying that about these Knicks. If you're a Knicks fan, you have to be excited.
It's depressing, Max. I was in a good mood until they brought that up. It's depressing. 2019, I'm on the New Jersey Turnpike, Max. I'm driving home, and I'm listening to the draft on TV. And I know that the Knicks, you know, the draft lottery or whatever, you know, the Knicks, you know, I'm hoping those ping pong balls, you know, drop in their favor and they open the envelope and, you know, they were going to have a chance at Zion. New York Knicks end up with the number 3 overall pick when everybody and their mother knew that Zion was going to be number 1. Ja Morant was going number 2 to Memphis. And we got R.J. Barrett, who, by the way, has been playing nicely. He's starting to hit his three-point shots. They're going to have to do something with Kevin Knox because Kevin Knox can't really get on the floor ahead of him. But it's just when I think about Zion and him averaging over 26 a game and shooting damn near 60% from the field or around 60% from the field and being the monster that he is, being the human highlight reel that he is, I think about Madison Square Garden and what if he were there. And I knew he wanted to be there. Everybody and their mother knew he wanted to be there. He looked depressed when he saw that New Orleans ended up getting the number 1 overall pick. okay? He didn't want to be there. He wanted to be in New York, okay? He wanted to be in the Mecca. But it didn't turn out to be that way. And then two of the most painful moments for me as a Knicks fan, Max Kellerman, was when that happened, all right? And again, I like R.J. Barrett, but he's no Zion. The other was when the New York Knicks had the 8th pick in the 2009 NBA draft, and Steph Curry went number 7. One more slot, and Steph Curry would have been a New York Knicks. Mike D'Antoni was coaching the team. Donnie Walsh was there, and there was no question that the New York Knicks were going to grab Steph Curry.
And you know what?
If he landed there. And instead, they had Jordan Hill.
And you know what, Stephen A? Steph Curry never said anything like, this is my favorite place to play outside
Yeah, I
of my
understand that.
outside. But Zion's saying it.
So
He's
what?
saying it. Let me
So
tell you
what?
something.
They can't have them. They can't have them.
Not yet.
You know,
Not yet. But let me tell you something.
That's like taking the tiger, right? And you know, and in front of the tiger, you just throwing out a bunch of steak right in front of him and stuff like that, but he can't reach it.
The Lakers.
We can't reach it.
The Lakers
We
are
can't
the
get
all-time
Zion.
team, not only for being the marquee franchise and winning the most and the champions and everything, but for bigs. They never draft a big. They wait to see who's left standing through attrition. Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, Pow, AD, none of those guys were drafted by the Lakers. LeBron wasn't drafted by the Lakers, but the Lakers are a destination. And they want to play in L.A., not just because of the market, because the Clippers never been out of the second round, but because of the Lakers. If the Knicks can start becoming that in New York, then they'll eventually get Zion when he's at the height of his powers.
You make me sick. I can't stand you. You're a traitor. You understand? You departed. You betrayed New Yorkers.
Much
you left and you went to L.A. All right. Oh, so the New York Knicks, who haven't won a title since 1973, suddenly they're a destination spot, right? Even though the Lakers got 17 championships. Listen, Leon Rose has done an exceptional job. James Dolan has stayed out of the way for the most part. World Wide West, William Wesley's doing his thing. Scott Perry's doing his thing. Tom Thibodeau's the Coach of the Year candidate. Julius Randle is an MVP candidate as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't matter. We can't get Zion.
You know what? You're probably right. Lakers would probably get.
The back cover of the New York Post, not for the faint of heart. Having a bad day, they'll make it worse.
Right.
Having a conflict, yeah, they'll rile it up. And I'm not even going to get into the Post cover after the big press conference Tom Brady gave during the whole Deflategate thing. You people have Google. You can look it up. This is a family show. But while New York's tabloids may often be merciless, when they do give their seal of approval, it means something. And so it was nice to see this morning's great headline commemorating the Knicks' longest winning streak since 2014. Something genuinely wonderful is happening with this team. And yeah, part of it is just what we've been talking about all season. After spending so long as one of the most poorly run organizations in sports, the Knicks are actually a functional franchise now. But it is more than that. It's the way this team is winning, with that kind of effort that has made them one of the strongest defensive teams in the league, with execution and cohesion that allows them to often be greater than the sum of their parts. No, this team does not have 2 MVPs like the one across the East River, but they do have players who are pushing the boundaries of how to be their best selves, most notably Julius Randle, whose expansion of his game from distance has fueled what has been a remarkable career resurgence. Coming into this season, Randle's career average from behind the three-point line, 29.5%. This year, 41%, one of the most notable single-season jumps in league history. Honestly, it's extremely rare for players to make any sort of jump of that magnitude in their 7th seasons. Usually by that point, a player has had so many chances to grow that if they haven't done it already, they're just not gonna. But of course, nothing about this past year and a half has been usual for anybody. And when the NBA shut down last March and Randle didn't find himself playing again for 9 months, he used the time to relentlessly rework his game. So it was fitting that on his way to dropping 40 last night in an OT win over the Hawks, Randle's first shot of the night was a step-back 3. He only looked better from there, and he got a little help from Elfrid Payton here. Take a look, right? Looks at the bench before the pass, right? He looks at the bench even before it goes in the hoop.
I love that. Just confidence in your teammate. Him and Derrick Rose are playing great together, too.
Derrick Rose, vintage floaters there, and a 6-for-6 run in the second quarter. Still, the Hawks proved just as gritty last night, and even an injury scare to Trae Young didn't slow them down much. Watch Young being helped off the court here with an ankle sprain, and we're going to get an update from Young himself when he stops by the show a little bit later. But even last night, we got the news that it was not a major injury. Here was Young's tweet after getting his ankle scanned, quote, "God had my back with this one. We be back soon. We move." Meanwhile, as Young was getting treatment, the game went into overtime, and that's when Randle again powered through the Knicks. This is a nice three and a nice pass there, too, to help seal the game. It's notable Randle has remained able to play so well at the end of games, considering this is a Tibbs team, which means Randle is leading the league in minutes. And it's also notable that with the win last night, the Knicks are now sitting in the East 4 spot, giving them home court advantage in a potential first-round playoff matchup. Even the tabloids agree. What's possible for this team just keeps skyrocketing. Get ready for some fun back covers in the month.